Debt. It's big business. It's big news. But are we held to a different standard as Christians when it comes to debt? Today we're going to explore American attitudes surrounding debt. We're going to look at some of the details that shows the true negative nature of debt. And then we're going to look at Christian principles to see how debt lines up with those principles. Debt, it doesn't just happen. It may start with an ignorant decision. I once signed up for a credit card to get a free t-shirt. It was a decision my first time around in college, and it's one that haunted me for many years to come. Some very poor choices. But credit card companies, they offer free miles, free stuff, 0% introductory offer, 30% off if you sign up for our card today. Why do they do these things? Why do they give things away? Because it works. If you use it, if you have it, you'll use it. And they bank on that. But why is credit so easy for us? A lot of it comes back to our American attitudes. We are an instant gratification society. We want it now. We see no reason to wait for it. We're materialistic. A lot of value is placed on your things. What car do you drive? What home do you live in? What clothes are you wearing? In the U.S., debt is a real problem. And a lot of people are in denial about that. Advantage credit counselors have information on their website with statistical data from the U.S. departments. In the 10-year period from 2001 to 2011, American individual or family debt increased $20,000 on average. Of those seeking credit counseling, the average debt was $43,000. That's an enormous burden. But in the U.S., debt is considered normal. Don't have the money for it? Put it on plastic. So we understand a little bit why it's easier for us as Americans to incur debt. Everyone's doing it. So is it really all that bad? If you look at habits, in order for people to change their money habits, it's similar to addiction, especially food addiction. People budget. They put limits on themselves, and they really have to work daily to get their finances back in line. What we found, however, though, is people on a budget spend less. Why? Partially, it's because of an awareness. They are conscious of what their money is going towards. The second part, though, I think is pretty important. Prioritization. They really have to look at what is important, where do they want their money to go so that they can achieve their goals. And then there's the psychology of cash. Have you ever noticed if you have cash in your hand, you think a little bit harder about what you're spending or about the cost of the specific item? There's a lot of research behind that. And try it for a week or a month. Try using only cash and see how your spending habits change. If that's the natural when you have cash in your hand, there's something intuitive about that. It's trying to tell us something. These principles concerning cash apply to everyone. But why is it different for us as Christians? And I go to biblical finance. There are great programs out there, such as Financial Peace University by Dave Ramsey. And the focus is being a good steward. What are you spending your money on? And is it ruling your life? Or is God in the correct place? We also have at Indiana Wesleyan the Ron Blue Institute. And the Ron Blue Institute is training financial advisors. It's training them up in biblical principles so that they can go out and counsel so that people are using their money according to God's laws. And just on a basic level, is your money honoring God? Is your life honoring God with how you spend your money? It's easy to go out and swipe a card. It's much more challenging to wait on God to provide and to give you those blessings. Romans 13:8 says, "Let no debt remain outstanding, except the continuing debt to love one another, for whoever loves others has fulfilled that law." Is that saying, or am I saying, that we shouldn't incur debt? No, that's not where I am. Debt is a burden, and so we really need to just take it seriously. We need to make wise choices with our finances. We need to invest in His kingdom. We need to separate from the American attitudes that we discussed. We need to look at our habits and change them. And we need to get back to the Bible and figure out if what we're doing is according to the principles. So before you swipe the card again, I hope you take a moment and think about the debt you might be incurring and align that to God. Is the debt you're incurring affecting your relationship with God? Have a great day.